Mr. Chairman, if I may, before you call the meeting to order, I simply wanted to bring to the attention of the commission that we have a new Planning Commission member, Kirk Matei. He has graciously agreed to serve with the rest of y'all on the commission, and I just wanted to welcome him aboard and introduce him before the meeting began. Yes, and at our next meeting, first meeting in August, we will have Susan Carley in attendance. She is another Planning Commission serving, moving into a supernumerary position.
Okay. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the July 15th meeting of the Mobile City Planning Commission. I would like to take a moment to review our general operating procedures. Our meeting is divided into two sessions, the public hearing session and the deliberation session. In the public hearing session, an application or group application on the agenda is called. The applicant makes his or her presentation. Commission members ask questions, if any. Members of the public make their comments. Only 4 people may speak for an agenda item, project, and 4 against. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes, subject to questions by the commission. After 4 minutes, a loud beep will indicate 1 minute left to speak, and at this point, please summarize your comments. After all opposition speakers have finished, the applicant will be given time to respond. If you do intend to speak, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, and give your name and address for our minutes. Please direct all comments to the commission only and not to the applicant or the audience. And please remember to speak directly into the microphone. On routine applications, the applicant may simply raise his or her hand if there are no objections to the staff recommendations. I will then announce that the applicant is in full agreement with those recommendations. If there are any questions, the applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. After hearing all applications, the commission will go into deliberation session. In the deliberation session, the commissioners discuss each application with input from the staff as necessary, but with no input from the audience. The commissioners then vote on each application, and the results of voting can be learned from the planning department. If some issue arises in the deliberation session that were not addressed in the public hearing, the chairman has the discretion either to allow additional comments pertaining to those issues in order to resolve them, or call for the application to be held over for discussion at a future meeting. Occasionally, 1 or more commission members may recuse themselves from discussing and voting on a given application. A recusal does not necessarily mean the member is directly involved with the application or the applicant. Depending upon the circumstances, ethical rules may require a recusal when there is only the slightest appearance of a conflict of interest. If a regular member recuses, a supernumerary will vote in their stead unless both supernumeraries are already voting due to absences. The Planning Commission makes final decisions subject to appeal on subdivisions, planning approvals, plan unit developments, PUDs. The Planning Commission only makes recommendations on zoning application, with the City Council making the final decisions. Please turn off or mute all cell phones. Commissioners and staff, please remember to turn on your microphones when speaking. Roll call, myself present, Ms. Libby Latham.
Here.
Ms. Jennifer Denson.
Here.
Mr. Jay Stubbs.
Here.
Mr. Alan Cameron. Mr. Taylor Atchison. Mr. Matt Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Nick Omberger.
Here.
Ms. Bess Rich.
Here.
Mr. Don Hembry.
Here.
Mr. Kirk Matei. Is that right? Matei. Okay, we have a quorum. Next, we'll have adoption of our agenda. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Properly moved and seconded. All in favor of adoption of the agenda?
Aye.
Any opposed? The agenda is adopted. We begin with our public session, beginning with our holdovers. Item number 1 5001 Range Line Crossing Drive, Kimley Horn and Associates, PUD. It's recommended for withdrawal. Is the applicant present?
Hi, my name is Chris Rogers with Kimley Horn, address 13455 Knoll Road, Dallas, Texas. We were under the impression that we had all the landowner signatures as of yesterday. Found out this morning that we did not still. So unless there's a way we can have a conditional approval, we'll have to postpone.
Are you requesting a holdover or a withdrawal?
It-
Sure. Okay, at this point, we are still missing 3 authorization letters. We are meeting with the developer tomorrow for the overall development. Hopefully at that time, he'll be able to have a better path forward. At this point, the applicant, the staff recommended the holdover last time. The applicant could request a holdover, but we would strongly urge that that holdover be until the second meeting in August on the 19th.
Do you have issue with that?
If we have everything before the August 5th meeting, would that be possible?
We'd need it by Monday.
By this coming Monday?
Yes,
Okay,
that's the reason why we're looking at the 19th.
okay.
Because right now, we're drafting reports
For the 5th?
for the 5th.
Okay, oh, I was under the impression it was the following week. You needed everything, so.
So just for clarification, Margaret, how many property owners are they missing? 3, okay,
3 out of 12.
okay, all right.
So are you requesting a holdover to the August 15th meeting?
Yes.
19.
Okay, so
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments from commissioners? Okay, thank you, Will.
Thank you, thank you.
Anyone else here to speak for or against this application? Thank you. Item number 2, Creed subdivision, Old Shell, 6692 Old Shell Road, 3-part subdivision, PUD and zoning, all recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. Item number,
I just have a question on the staff, if I may. About the number of parking spaces. What is the total number of parking spaces on that site?
On page 4, on the staff report, there's 206. 205 are required, and that's with the overlay.
Okay, so that was the one per unit, correct? If you have that.
If you look in the staff report, it goes over that. It's the 1 per bedroom.
Right.
Plus 10%.
Right, for staff or.
Correct.
Okay, so that's gonna be, and that would have been, that number's 205, and they went to 206?
Correct.
So nobody could have the gas and parties and just saying. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Also, for the record, there's a comment from University of South Alabama that
They're neutral.
They're neutral,
If
okay.
you recall, they had attended the last meeting, wanted an opportunity to review, and that is their response.
Okay.
Item number 3, northeast corner of Schillinger Road and Hit Road, Brewer Center, is recommended for withdrawal. Is the applicant present?
Excuse me.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if the commission could please look at your places. There is a revised recommendation. The applicant submitted the consent of all property owners earlier this week. These are our revised recommendations for both the subdivision and the PUD, and the applicant has been provided a copy of these.
Okay. Corrections recommended for approval, subject to staff recommendations. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement? Applicant is present and in agreement with staff recommendations. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. New subdivision applications, item number 4. 204 and 206 First Street, in-gate place subdivision. It's recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Yes. Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. Item number 5, 6771 Graham Road South, Newberry subdivision, recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present? You in agreement with staff recommendation? We having a good day with you,
Wow.
Mr. Byrd.
It's a record.
Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. Item number 6, 196 Steelwood Lane, Watts Slaughter subdivision, recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to draw to the commission's attention, these are our online portal comments, and on page 1, you will see a resident that lodged concerns regarding the subdivision.
Ms. Pappas, I have a question about that.
Yes, ma'am.
He said that in the previous plat, it was noted that there would be no... How about that? It's, in his remarks, he said that in the previous subdivision plat, there was a note on it that there would be no access to Battery Lane.
There was a note required on the plat stating that access to Battery Lane was denied. We looked at the minutes, we looked at the staff report. Quite frankly, we're not sure where that note or recommendation came from. However, denial of access to Battery was a condition on the previous plat. Between us and based on the traffic engineering comments, we didn't find a concrete reason to recommend denial of access to Battery. So the staff recommendation is the same.
Thank you.
And if it is on a prior plat, we've recorded over those and to remove those conditions. Done it a couple of times in the last few years.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. New plan unit development applications. Item number 7, 3673 and 3679 Airport Boulevard Storage LLC, recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Yes. Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. New planning approval applications, item number 8, 1260 and 1262 Dolphin Street, and 4 North Ann Street, Central Presbyterian Church. It's recommended for approval. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with staff recommendations? Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. Item number 9, 105 North Jackson Street. It's recommended for holdover until the August 19th meeting. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with the holdover?
I did just need I've read this online, that's why Hello, I'm Kawana Gill, 105 North Jackson Street. I did read that online, and I bought a floor plan from the fire department. I don't know if that's sufficient today.
Ms. Gill did hand that to staff right before the meeting began. We do need time to review it at a minimum because we do have it in hand. We would want until the August 5th meeting to get that back to the commission. Also, and I'll provide a copy of this to Ms. Gill, you do have at your places copies of several emails of area property owners and residents voicing concern regarding the application.
Okay.
Okay. Are you in agreement with the holdover till August 5th?
Yes.
All right, thank you. This item is will be held over, probably held over till August 5th meeting. However, anyone here has an opportunity to speak at this time, and they will so also at the next meeting. Is there anyone here to speak for this, or anyone else here to speak against? Thank you.
Question regarding the application. I know since we have these opposition letters, as I know the question is going to be asked, as the applicant had made the opportunity to meet with the residents, neighbors. Do we know?
I don't know. I think,
Ms. Gill,
Hold up just a minute. We're still talking about your application for just a second. We don't
could
want
you
you to
come?
miss anything.
okay. There was a question whether or not you had met, there were letters of opposition. There was a question, had you met with the neighborhood?
Are you aware of the opposition letters?
No, I am not. It's my first time seeing it.
Okay, but you do have a copy now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, in the past, we've always encouraged applicants to meet with the neighborhood community, especially if there's opposition, just to sort of discuss and go over their concerns.
Okay.
And a lot of times that'll make things easier when you come for approval.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Ms. Gill, the one thing I would just point out to the commission, maybe to bring up, will you have time to meet with them before the August 5th meeting?
Yes, I definitely will make it my business. All right.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments from commissioners? Group applications, item number 10, 56 Beauregard Street. PUD and subdivision, both recommended for holdover.
Mr. Chairman, again, you have another tree at your place with recommended conditions regarding this application, as long as, and the applicant or the agent would need to step forth. The biggest concern was if the property was to be leased. In communication with the applicant, there is to be no formal lease agreement nor subdivision of property. That's the case, The subdivision is not required, and then the PUD can be subject to the recommended conditions you have beside you.
So the approval, the recommended approval is for PUD only, and withdraw the subdivision.
They did not file a subdivision. In reviewing the application, we were concerned that a subdivision would be needed. So at this point, along with confirmation to the commission that there is no subdivision nor lease, staff would recommend approval of the PUD subject to these conditions. We still, however, are recommending denial of the sidewalk waiver.
Okay. Have you had a chance to review staff recommendations?
Yes.
Are you in agreement?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions by commissioners?
Also the sidewalk, whether we're in agreement with.
Okay. Any questions or comments from commissioners?
Yes, Chairman. You make sure you're in agreement to construct a sidewalk.
Yes,
You're not objectionable to constructing it.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure of. Thank you.
I met this gentleman out in the atrium. I just want to let you know he came all the way from Minnesota to attend this meeting.
Wow.
Welcome to Mobile.
Thank you.
Have you adjusted to our heat?
It's a wonderful place.
He told me the heat and humidity is the same in Minnesota, which I could not believe.
We could be having a big heat wave.
Yeah, Great Lakes.
All right, is there anyone else here to speak for this application? Is there anyone here to speak against? All right, thank you, sir. I'm sorry, I don't think we got your name and address for the record. We were so enamored with your trip from Minnesota, we forgot.
David Francine, 337 West 1st Street, Duluth, Minnesota.
Thank you, sir. Item number 11, 3950 Wimbledon Park. It's recommended for holdover until the 19th.
Supplements.
And the last one.
I was going to say we have.
If you will look at your places, they essentially had submitted a site plan, the PUD site plan as their subdivision. However, as the elements of the subdivision basically only involved the building setback limits and so forth, we worked with city engineering, George Davis. We have some recommended conditions to get that subdivision plat where it has to be compliant in terms of signatures, certifications, et cetera. And then we also have the recommended conditions for both the sub and the PUD. You will also see at your place a letter in support of these requests from the neighborhood.
All right. Item is recommended for approval, subject to staff recommendations. Is the applicant present? Are you in agreement with the staff recommendations? Yes. Applicant is present and in agreement. Is there anyone else here to speak for this? Anyone here to speak against? Thank you. That's our last item. We will now go into deliberation. Beginning with item number 1, 5001 Range Line Crossing Drive, recommended for holdover till August 19th. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor of holdover?
Level, were you the second?
I was a second.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's August the 2nd.
August 19th, right?
Oh, I said August the 2nd. I was like, oh, no, it's August the 19th. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passed, held over till August 19th. Item number 2, 6692 Old Shell Road, Creed subdivision. It's in 3 parts. We'll take them separately. Item A, subdivision. Is there
Move to approve based on staff recommendations.
Second.
properly moved in second? Ready for the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Item B, PUD.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations, findings of facts, A, B, C, D, E, and F.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passes. Item C, zoning. Is there a motion?
Move to approve based on staff recommendations listing reasons A and B.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passed. Item number 3. This one's northeast corner of Schillinger Road and Hit Road. Recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
You gonna take them separate? Separate?
Oh, yes, we'll take it separate. Part A.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item pass. Part B, PUD. Is there a motion?
Move to approve subject to staff recommendation adopting findings of facts A, B, C, and D.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Item passed. New subdivision applications. Item number 4, 204 and 206 First Street, recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 4 passes. Item number 5, 6771 Graham Road South, recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passed. Item number 6, 196 Steelwood Lane, recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passed. Item number 7, new plan unit development applications, 3673 and 3679 Airport Boulevard. Recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
Move to approve based on staff recommendations, findings of facts, A, B, C, D, and E.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Item passed. New planning approvals, 1260, 1262 Dolphin Street, Central Presbyterian Church, recommended for approval. Is there a motion?
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passed. Item number 9, 105 North Jackson Street, recommended for holdover until the August 5th meeting.
So moved.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
does the commission want to consider a recommendation that the applicant meet with the neighborhood prior to the August 5th meeting?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Ms. Pappas, to that end, do you,
Yeah, I'll amend it to add that.
And to that end, do you think, I mean, I know she said she could have it for August the 5th, but that's a tall order in such a short length of time.
But she was asked, and she said she thought she could be there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So are we going to deny it if she doesn't meet with the neighborhood when she comes back on August the 5th?
She's got names of people because of the letters.
The letters? Okay, all right. We'll remember that.
That, it does allow right at 13 days. It's 2 weeks from today, but that is a quick turnaround.
The motion for holdover amended to include meeting with the neighbors?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passed. And item number 10, 56 Beauregard Street. It's in two parts. Oh, no, it's one part. Okay. I thought we did away with the subdivision.
It's a PUD and a sidewalk waiver.
Oh, okay.
Request.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll take it in two parts. Part A, PUD.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passed. Part C, sidewalk waiver recommended for denial. Is there a motion?
Move to deny the sidewalk waiver.
Second.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor of denial of the sidewalk waiver?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passed. Those concludes all of our items. Is there any other business?
We have number 11.
Oh, I thought there was, I'm sorry. Item number 11, 3950 Wimbledon Park, Crane subdivision. That's recommended for approval.
So moved.
Properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item passed. Now we're done? Huh? Okay. All right,
We didn't, did we do the, we didn't do PUD. We got to do it.
yeah. Item B, PUD.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations, findings of facts, A, B, C, and D.
Properly moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Item passes. Thank you. Is there any other business? Yes. Are you sure?
No farewell cupcakes?
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.